15 Black R&B female singers who were the worst sex addicts. Have you ever wondered why some of the most successful black female music legends were also among the most controversial? Behind the platinum records, sold-out shows, and iconic careers were women who challenged expectations, broke barriers, and refused to let society define them. From the fearless individuality of Grace Jones to the bold honesty of Millie Jackson, and from the trailblazing spirit of Betty Davis to the timeless power of Donna Summer, these remarkable women changed music forever. Their journeys are filled with triumph, criticism, resilience, and unforgettable moments. Which legend surprised you the most? Watch until the end, leave your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to Golden Black Legends for more incredible stories. Grace Jones. Grace Jones was never the kind of woman who blended into the background. Long before individuality became a marketing strategy in the entertainment industry, she had already built an entire career around being different. Born in Jamaica in 1948, Grace Jones first gained international attention as a fashion model in Paris during the early 1970s. Her striking appearance, commanding presence, and fearless attitude quickly made her a favorite among elite designers and photographers. Yet modeling was only the beginning. Grace soon expanded into music and film, transforming herself into one of the most recognizable cultural icons of the 20th century. Unlike many female performers of her era, Jones refused to conform to traditional expectations of beauty or behavior. Her music combined disco, reggae, new wave, funk, and electronic influences, producing hits such as Pull Up to the Bumper, Private Life, and Slave to the Rhythm. Her performances were theatrical, unpredictable, and often years ahead of their time. She cultivated an image that projected confidence, independence, and personal freedom, making her a symbol of female empowerment for countless fans around the world. Public fascination with Grace extended beyond her music. Her relationships, friendships, and glamorous lifestyle frequently attracted media attention. However, what truly distinguished her was her refusal to let gossip define her. She remained focused on creativity and self-expression rather than public approval. Throughout decades of changing trends, Grace Jones never abandoned her individuality. Today, she is celebrated not only as a singer and actress, but as a cultural pioneer who challenged conventions and inspired generations to embrace authenticity without fear. Millie Jackson. Millie Jackson built her reputation in a completely different way. While many artists carefully crafted polished public images, Jackson earned fame through brutal honesty. Born in Georgia in 1944, she emerged as one of the most outspoken voices in soul music during the 1970s. Her powerful vocals were impressive, but it was her fearless storytelling that made her unforgettable. Millie sang about love, betrayal, desire, disappointment, and complicated relationships with a directness that few performers dared to match. Songs such as Hurts So Good, If Loving You Is Wrong, I Don't Want to Be Right, and Caught Up resonated with audiences because they reflected real-life emotions rather than fantasy. She refused to romanticize relationships, choosing instead to explore their messy realities. Her records often felt like personal conversations filled with raw emotion and unfiltered observations about human behavior. Jackson's live performances became legendary. She blended music, humor, and candid commentary in ways that kept audiences captivated. Fans appreciated her willingness to say things that others avoided, while critics sometimes viewed her as controversial. Yet that controversy helped establish her as one of the most distinctive personalities in R&B history. Beyond entertainment, Millie Jackson challenged expectations placed on women in the music industry. She demonstrated that female artists could be outspoken, confident, and unapologetically honest without sacrificing success. Decades later, her influence remains evident in artists who openly discuss personal experiences and relationships. More than a singer, Millie became a voice for people who valued truth over appearances. Her legacy endures because she never pretended to be anything other than herself, and audiences recognized that authenticity from the very beginning. Betty Davis. Betty Davis was one of the most fearless women ever to enter the music industry, long before female artists openly embraced themes of desire, independence, and personal freedom. Betty was already challenging social norms through her music, fashion, and attitude. Born Betty Mabry in North Carolina in 1945, she grew up during an era when women, especially black women, were often expected to be modest and reserved. Betty had no interest in fitting that mold. Many people first learned her name through her brief marriage to jazz legend Miles Davis. Although the marriage lasted less than a year, its impact on music history was significant. Betty introduced Miles to elements of rock, funk, and contemporary youth culture that would later influence his groundbreaking work. However, she was determined to build her own identity rather than remain a footnote in someone else's story. During the early 1970s, Betty launched a solo career that shocked audiences. Songs such as "If I'm in Luck, I Might Get Picked Up," "Steppin' in Her Eye," "Miller Shoes," and "He Was a Big Freak" featured bold lyrics and unapologetic confidence. Radio stations often hesitated to play her music because it was considered too provocative for the time. Yet Betty refused to soften her message. She believed women had the right to express themselves honestly without seeking approval. Her performances were equally unforgettable. Dressed in eye-catching outfits and backed by powerful funk grooves, she commanded attention wherever she appeared. While commercial success never matched her artistic influence, younger generations eventually recognized her importance. Artists from Prince to Madonna and countless others would later explore territory that Betty had entered years earlier. By the time of her death in 2022 at age 77, Betty Davis had become widely recognized as a pioneering figure who challenged expectations and expanded possibilities for female performers. Her legacy continues to inspire artists who value authenticity, courage, and creative freedom above all else. Donna Summer. Donna Summer earned the title Queen of Disco, but her influence reached far beyond a single musical genre. Born LaDonna Adrian Gaines in Boston in 1948, she began singing in church before pursuing a professional music career. Her journey eventually took her to Europe, where she developed the sound that would make her an international superstar and one of the most successful female artists in music history. Her breakthrough came in 1975 with "Love to Love You Baby," produced by Giorgio Moroder and Pete Bellotte. The song became a worldwide sensation and helped transform disco into a global movement. While the recording generated controversy because of its sensual style, it also established Donna as a fearless performer willing to push creative boundaries. Rather than allowing criticism to define her, she focused on making memorable music. Throughout the late 1970s and early 1980s, Donna dominated the charts with classics including "Last Dance," "Hot Stuff," "Bad Girls," and "On the Radio." Few artists could match her versatility. She moved effortlessly between disco, pop, rock, dance, and R&B, earning multiple Grammy Awards and selling more than 100 million records worldwide. Despite her glamorous image, Donna often described herself as a deeply spiritual person who valued family and personal growth. Balancing international fame with private life was not always easy, but she remained remarkably resilient throughout decades in the spotlight. Even after disco's popularity declined, she continued recording and performing successfully. When Donna Summer passed away from lung cancer in 2012 at age 63, the music world lost one of its most influential voices. Her songs continue to fill dance floors and radio playlists around the world. More importantly, she helped redefine what a female artist could achieve, proving that talent, determination, and originality could create a legacy that endures for generations. Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan's voice has been described as one of the greatest in modern music, and for good reason. With a career spanning more than 5 decades, she has established herself as one of the most respected and influential singers in R&B, soul, funk, and pop. Born Yvette Marie Stevens in Chicago in 1953, Chaka discovered music at an early age and quickly developed a vocal style that was both powerful and instantly recognizable. Her rise to fame began as the lead singer of Rufus the Band, responsible for hits such as Tell Me Something Good, Sweet Thing, and Do You Love What You Feel. Chaka's remarkable stage presence and vocal range helped transform Rufus into one of the most successful groups of the 1970s. However, it was her solo career that elevated her to legendary status. In 1984, Chaka achieved one of the biggest successes of her career with I Feel For You, a groundbreaking hit written by Prince. The song combined R&B, pop-funk, and hip-hop influences, demonstrating her willingness to evolve with changing musical trends. Over the years, she accumulated 10 Grammy Awards and sold millions of records worldwide. Unlike many performers who carefully concealed their struggles, Chaka spoke openly about personal challenges, including battles with addiction and recovery. Her honesty earned respect from fans who admired her resilience and determination. Rather than allowing setbacks to define her, she repeatedly rebuilt her career and continued performing at an elite level. Beyond her commercial success, Chaka Khan became a symbol of empowerment and perseverance. Her influence can be heard in generations of singers who followed her path. Even today, her performances showcase the passion and energy that first made audiences fall in love with her music. Now in her 70s, Chaka remains a beloved icon whose contributions to music continue to inspire artists around the world. Her story is one of extraordinary talent, personal strength, and an unwavering commitment to artistic excellence. Sylvia Robinson. Long before hip-hop became a global cultural force, Sylvia Robinson helped build the foundation that made it possible. Yet before earning the title Mother of Hip-Hop, she had already established herself as a successful singer-songwriter and entrepreneur. Born Sylvia Vanderpool in New York City in 1935, she entered the music industry as a teenager and quickly demonstrated a determination that would define her entire career. Her first major success came as part of the duo Mickey and Sylvia. Their 1957 hit Love is Strange became an international sensation and introduced Sylvia to mainstream audiences. While many artists would have been satisfied with a single hit, Robinson constantly searched for new opportunities. She evolved from performer to producer and eventually became one of the most influential businesswomen in music. In the 1970s, Sylvia recorded Pillow Talk, a soulful hit that showcased her smooth vocals and songwriting abilities. The song became famous for its intimate style and helped establish her as a distinctive voice in R&B. More importantly, it demonstrated her willingness to take creative risks at a time when female artists often faced strict expectations. Her most historic achievement arrived in 1979 when she founded Sugar Hill Records. Recognizing the potential of a new street-based musical movement emerging from New York, she produced Rapper's Delight by the Sugar Hill Gang. The record became the first commercially successful rap song introducing hip-hop to millions of listeners around the world. Throughout her life, Sylvia combined creativity with remarkable business instincts. She repeatedly succeeded in industries dominated by men and proved that vision and persistence could overcome barriers. When she passed away in 2011 at age 75, she left behind a legacy that stretched far beyond her own recordings. Today, every hip-hop artist who reaches a global audience owes something to the groundbreaking work Sylvia Robinson accomplished decades earlier. Etta James. Few singers possess the emotional power of Etta James. Her voice could express heartbreak, passion, joy, and pain with a sincerity that few performers have ever matched. Born Jamesetta Hawkins in Los Angeles in 1938, she overcame a difficult childhood marked by instability and hardship. Those experiences would later give her music a depth that resonated with audiences around the world. Etta's career began in the 1950s, but it was during the following decades that she became one of the defining voices of American music. Songs such as At Last Tell Mama, Something's Got a Hold on Me, and I'd Rather Go Blind transformed her into a legend. Whether singing blues, soul, gospel, jazz, or R&B, she brought an authenticity that listeners immediately recognized. Unlike many stars whose careers followed a smooth path, Etta faced significant personal challenges. She battled addiction, experienced financial difficulties, and often struggled with the pressures of fame. Yet even during her most difficult periods, her talent remained undeniable. Fans admired her because she never pretended to be perfect. Every triumph and setback seemed to find its way into her performances. What made Etta unique was her ability to connect emotionally with listeners. When she sang about love, heartbreak, or longing, audiences believed every word. Her recordings felt less like performances and more like personal confessions. That honesty helped establish her as one of the most respected vocalists in music history. During her later years, Etta enjoyed a remarkable resurgence, introducing her work to younger generations. By the time of her death in 2012, at age 73, she had earned multiple Grammy Awards and widespread recognition for her contributions to American music. Today, her influence remains enormous and her voice continues to inspire singers across every genre. Patti LaBelle. For more than 6 decades, Patti LaBelle has been one of the most admired and beloved figures in music. Blessed with extraordinary vocal ability and unmatched stage presence, she built a career defined by excellence, perseverance, and constant reinvention. Born Patricia Louise Holte in Philadelphia in 1944, she began singing as a teenager before eventually becoming one of the most influential artists in R&B history. Her journey to stardom started with Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells before evolving into the groundbreaking group LaBelle. The trio achieved international fame with the 1974 hit Lady Marmalade, a song that became a cultural phenomenon and remains one of the most recognizable recordings of its era. The success established Patti as a major force in popular music. As a solo artist, LaBelle continued reaching new heights. Songs such as If Only You Knew Love Need and Want You on My Own and New Attitude showcased her remarkable vocal range and emotional delivery. Audiences were captivated by her ability to move effortlessly from delicate ballads to powerful high notes that filled arenas. Beyond her musical accomplishments, Patti became known for her warmth, generosity, and resilience. Throughout her career, she overcame personal losses, industry changes, and evolving musical trends while remaining relevant to new generations of listeners. Her influence extended beyond music into television acting, cooking, and philanthropy. What truly separates Patti LaBelle from many entertainers is her connection with audiences. Fans often describe her performances as deeply emotional experiences because she pours genuine feeling into every song. Even after decades in the spotlight, she continues to command respect from fellow artists and music lovers alike. Now in her 80s, Patti LaBelle remains an enduring symbol of talent, grace, and determination. Her story is not simply one of fame, but of longevity, excellence, and a lifelong commitment to sharing her gift with the world. Natalie Cole. Natalie Cole spent much of her life balancing 2 identities. On one side was the immense legacy of her father, Nat King Cole, one of the most beloved singers in American history. On the other was her determination to create a name for herself. Through talent, perseverance, and resilience, Natalie accomplished exactly that, becoming one of the most successful female artists of her generation. Born in Los Angeles in 1950, Natalie grew up surrounded by music, yet her path to stardom was not automatic. After graduating from college, she pursued a recording career and quickly found success during the mid-1970s with hits such as This Will Be Inseparable and Sophisticated Lady. Her energetic style blended soul, R&B, and pop, helping her attract a broad audience. By the end of the decade, she had already earned multiple Grammy Awards and established herself as a major star. Despite her professional achievements, Natalie's life was not without challenges. She struggled with substance abuse during portions of her career, a battle she later discussed openly. Her willingness to confront those difficulties publicly earned admiration from fans who appreciated her honesty and determination to rebuild her life. Rather than allowing setbacks to define her, she used them as motivation for personal growth. One of the most remarkable moments of her career came in 1991 with the album Unforgettable. With Love, the project paid tribute to her father's music and featured groundbreaking technology that allowed Natalie to perform virtually alongside Nat King Cole on the title track. The album sold millions of copies and introduced her to a new generation of listeners. When Natalie Cole passed away in 2015 at age 65, the music world lost a gifted vocalist whose career had spanned 4 decades. Her story remains one of perseverance, reinvention, and artistic excellence. Today, she is remembered not simply as Nat King Cole's daughter, but as a remarkable performer whose voice and legacy stand proudly on their own. Phyllis Hyman. Few singers possessed the emotional depth and elegance of Phyllis Hyman. Her rich voice, sophisticated style, and ability to communicate vulnerability made her one of the most respected performers in R&B and jazz. Yet behind the glamorous appearances and acclaimed recordings was a woman fighting personal battles that many people never fully understood. Born in Philadelphia in 1949 and raised primarily in Pittsburgh, Hyman displayed musical talent from an early age. Her career gained momentum during the late 1970s as audiences became captivated by her distinctive voice. Songs such as You Know How to Love Me Living All Alone, Old Friend, and Don't Wanna Change the World showcased both her technical skill and emotional honesty. Unlike many artists who relied on elaborate production, Phyllis often allowed her voice to carry the weight of a song. Listeners connected with her because she sang with sincerity and vulnerability. Whether performing a love ballad or an upbeat R&B track, she brought authenticity that could not be manufactured. Despite professional success, Hyman struggled with depression and emotional challenges throughout much of her life. Friends and colleagues later described a woman who often carried deep pain behind her public smile. Those personal struggles increasingly affected her well-being during the later years of her career. Even during difficult periods, Phyllis continued to create music that resonated with audiences. Her performances reflected genuine emotion, and many fans felt a profound connection to her work because it seemed rooted in real-life experiences. She became known not only for her voice but also for her ability to express feelings that many listeners found difficult to put into words themselves. Tragically, Phyllis Hyman died in 1995 at age 45. Although her life ended far too soon, her influence remains strong among vocalists who admire her artistry and emotional honesty. Decades later, her recordings continue to touch listeners, ensuring that her remarkable talent will never be forgotten. Minnie Riperton. Minnie Riperton possessed one of the most extraordinary voices ever recorded. Her remarkable 5-octave vocal range and effortless ability to reach soaring high notes distinguished her from virtually every singer of her era. Yet beyond her technical brilliance was a warm and expressive artist whose music continues to inspire audiences decades after her passing. Born in Chicago in 1947, Minnie began studying music at an early age and quickly demonstrated exceptional talent. Her professional career started in local groups before she joined the experimental soul band Rotary Connection. Although the group developed a loyal following, it was her solo work that eventually brought international recognition. In 1975, Riperton achieved worldwide fame with Lovin' You. The song's gentle melody, emotional sincerity, and unforgettable high notes turned it into one of the defining love songs of the decade. The recording reached the top of the charts and introduced Minnie's unique voice to millions of listeners around the world. Even today, it remains one of the most recognizable songs in popular music. What made Minnie special was not simply her vocal range. She possessed an ability to convey tenderness, warmth, and joy in a way that felt effortless. Her music reflected optimism and emotional openness qualities that helped audiences form a deep connection with her work. At the height of her success, Minnie received devastating news when she was diagnosed with breast cancer. Rather than hiding her condition, she became one of the first major celebrities to speak publicly about the disease. Her openness helped raise awareness and encouraged important conversations about women's health during a period when such topics were rarely discussed. Minnie Riperton passed away in 1979 at only 31 years old. Although her career was tragically brief, her influence remains enormous. Artists across generations continue to admire her vocal ability and artistic grace. More than 4 decades after her death, her voice still sounds timeless, reminding listeners of a talent whose brilliance continues to shine. Jean Knight. Jean Knight's name will forever be linked to one of the most memorable songs in soul music history, but her story extends far beyond a single hit. Born in New Orleans in 1943, she grew up surrounded by the rich musical traditions of Louisiana. From an early age, she displayed a powerful voice and a natural confidence that would eventually help her stand out in a highly competitive industry. Before achieving fame, Knight worked various jobs while pursuing her musical ambitions. Her breakthrough arrived in 1971 with Mr. Big Stuff, a playful and confident song that became a massive international success. The record reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and sold millions of copies worldwide. Its catchy groove and memorable lyrics turned Jean into an overnight star and earned her a Grammy nomination. What made Mr. Big Stuff so significant was its perspective. At a time when many female singers were expected to portray vulnerability, Knight delivered a performance filled with self-assurance and independence. Audiences responded immediately to that confidence, making the song an enduring classic that continues to appear in films, commercials, and playlists decades later. Although she never again reached the commercial heights of her signature hit, Jean continued recording and performing for many years. She remained a respected figure within soul and R&B circles, admired for her powerful voice and energetic stage presence. Her influence can still be heard in artists who embrace confidence and individuality in their music. Today, Jean Knight is remembered not only for a legendary recording, but also for helping shape the image of strong independent women in popular music. Her career demonstrated that authenticity and personality could leave a lasting impact long after chart positions faded from memory. Barbara Mason. Barbara Mason carved out a unique place in soul music through her ability to transform personal emotions into unforgettable songs. Born in Philadelphia in 1947, she began writing and performing music as a teenager. Her talent quickly became evident, and before long she was attracting attention from producers who recognized her gift for storytelling. Her breakthrough came in 1965 with Yes, I'm Ready, a tender love song that became one of the defining recordings of the decade. The track showcased Mason's gentle yet expressive voice and established her as one of the most promising young artists in soul music. Audiences connected with her sincerity, helping the song become a major hit across the United States. Unlike many singers who relied heavily on outside writers, Barbara frequently contributed to her own material. She had a remarkable ability to capture the complexities of love, heartbreak, and relationships in simple but effective lyrics. Songs such as Oh How It Hurts and From His Woman to You further demonstrated her songwriting talent and emotional depth. Throughout the 1970s, Mason continued recording music that reflected real-life experiences. Her work often resonated strongly with female listeners because she addressed subjects that many people encountered in everyday life. Rather than creating fantasy, she focused on emotional truth. Even as musical trends evolved, Barbara remained respected for her contributions to soul and R&B. Her influence can be heard in later generations of singers and songwriters who followed her example of combining honesty with strong melodies. Today, Barbara Mason is recognized as both a gifted vocalist and a talented songwriter. Her music remains beloved because it speaks directly to the heart, proving that authenticity never goes out of style. Shirley Brown. Shirley Brown earned her place in music history through a voice that conveyed strength, passion, and emotional honesty. Born in West Memphis, Arkansas, in 1947, she grew up immersed in gospel music before eventually finding her way into the world of soul and R&B. Her powerful vocal style quickly distinguished her from many of her contemporaries. Brown's defining moment arrived in 1974 with the release of Woman to Woman. The song became one of the biggest soul hits of the decade and established her as a major recording artist. Its dramatic storyline, emotional intensity, and unforgettable delivery captivated listeners across the country. The record sold more than 1 million copies and remains her signature achievement. What made Shirley unique was her ability to make every lyric feel personal. Whether singing about love, betrayal, or resilience, she delivered performances that felt genuine and deeply relatable. Audiences often described her recordings as conversations rather than songs because of the emotional connection she created. Following the success of Woman to Woman, Brown continued releasing music and performing for devoted fans. While she never again achieved the same level of commercial success, she remained a respected figure in soul music. Her influence extended beyond record sales, inspiring artists who admired her vocal power and storytelling ability. Over the years, Shirley became known as one of the most authentic voices in Southern soul. She stayed connected to her musical roots while adapting to changes within the industry. Her dedication to her craft helped her maintain a loyal following across multiple generations. Today, Shirley Brown's legacy rests on more than one hit record. She represents the emotional depth and honesty that define great soul music, ensuring her place among the genre's most respected performers. Denise Williams. Denise Williams brought elegance, versatility, and extraordinary vocal ability to every stage she stepped onto. Born in Gary, Indiana in 1950, she possessed a remarkable soprano voice capable of reaching notes that few singers could match. Her unique sound would eventually help her become one of the most successful female artists of the late 20th century. Before launching a solo career, Williams worked as a backup singer for Stevie Wonder. Touring and recording with one of music's greatest talents provided invaluable experience and helped introduce her to a wider audience. It wasn't long before she was ready to step into the spotlight herself. Her breakthrough came with hits such as Free It's Gonna Take a Miracle and the chart-topping Let's Hear It for the Boy. The latter became one of the most recognizable songs of the 1980s and was featured prominently in the blockbuster film Footloose. The success transformed Denise into an international star. What distinguished Williams from many performers was her versatility. She moved comfortably between pop, soul, R&B, and gospel music, demonstrating exceptional range and adaptability. Her ability to excel in multiple genres earned respect from both critics and fellow musicians. Throughout her career, Denise remained known for professionalism, grace, and a strong commitment to her faith. She often balanced commercial success with spiritually meaningful projects, showing that an artist could achieve both popularity and personal fulfillment. Now, in her 70s, Denise Williams continues to be celebrated for her contributions to music. Her remarkable voice, timeless recordings, and enduring influence have secured her place among the most accomplished female vocalists of her generation. Her story remains one of talent, perseverance, and artistic excellence. As we've discovered today, these legendary women were far more than the headlines, rumors, and public perceptions that often surrounded them. From Grace Jones and Betty Davis to Patti LaBelle and Denise Williams, each built a lasting legacy through talent, determination, and the courage to live life on their own terms. Some challenged social expectations, some broke barriers in music, and others inspired generations through their resilience and authenticity. But here's the question. Were these women unfairly judged for expressing confidence and independence in ways that society accepted from men? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your opinion in the comments below and let's start a meaningful conversation. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join Golden Black Legends for more unforgettable stories from music history.